listener, and welcome to Tim Portalers, the show where we jump around a whole bunch of different games and systems and hopefully do so in a somewhat coherent manner. I don't know why I'm going NPR, but I'm Seth. I'm writer and game master, and with me I have...
I am David, and I like dice.
And I am Rachel, and I was prepared with my dice this time around.
And I am Kyle, who has hot pink dice, so they're easy to find.
I think that was more William Shatner, but...
Kind of the same thing, you know.
This is NPR. Okay. When last we left our heroes, this is very serious actually. When last we left our heroes, they were in a bit of a dire pickle.
Dire pickle, like a huge, scary, large
big, with spikes.
Beware the dryer pickle.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes, there was a giant pickle in the space-time vortex, and no, there were dinosaurs with wings in the space-time vortex, and they were landing on Memphis because Memphis was an island there for a hot second. But everything worked out okay there, and the rest of the party recovered Rulda, who took a bit of a swim, and with the aid of the TARDIS and the Brigadier and Sergeant Benton, managed to keep her from either just dying or regenerating again. Who knows what would have happened. And the rest of you departed 1970s England and struck out into the vortex to just kind of hang out and restore the TARDIS's power reserves, because when it jumps around kind of doing its own thing without any supervision, it's a bit draining. And it's an old TARDIS, it gets tired. Heading out into the vortex, you soon encountered a lone individual just kind of floating out there in the tunnels of space and time.
Guys, it's a trap.
You're speaking to your past selves.
Uh-huh.
No, there's a lone individual floating out in the vortex, long gray coat, and he was just kind of hanging out there, chewing gum, it seemed like. And Rilda seemed to feel, your amnesiac Time Lord friend seemed to feel like maybe she knew this guy, but they couldn't quite place him. And you welcomed him onto your TARDIS.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
They did. Past you did.
No.
And he introduced himself as Hadash. Seemed rather amicable, amiable, nice enough. And yes?
Then he tossed us out the airlock.
Essentially. As you were drawing nearer to your actual friend you were looking for here in the space-time vortex, Memphis was floating around in the void, and you opened the door. He saw an opportunity, spent a whole lot of story points, and the game master didn't ask where everyone was standing. And the
who I really blame? I blame Memphis. It's all his fault.
Can I say, except you're welcome?
But as we had left off, you had all been hurled out of the door as your guest said, "No hard feelings, I hope." And
I was giving him a very obscene gesture.
yes,
Yeah.
Hideyoshi had ripped onto the TARDIS door, and I believe Rilda was hanging on to him, and you were hanging on to her.
Yeah, I don't remember. It was something like that. Yeah.
And that is where we will pick up here on Tim Portalers. As
Oh boy.
oh my. But
Well, hey, at least we're not reprising the whole German Steven thing.
yeah.
Stephen.
Catch me, Steven.
So as we start off, and Memphis, it's kind of hard to tell out in the middle of nowhere in the vortex how close the TARDIS actually is, but you're at least able to see it, make out the discerning features, and see that your friends are kind of tumbling out of the door. As we are going to start off in initiative.
Oh, right. Do we need to roll initiative?
No.
Or
You need to tell me what you're doing.
oh, right.
Because this is Doctor Who's system, and for players and listener, the Doctor Who system is based off of who is doing what. There are talkers that go first, then there are doers, then runners, and then fighters.
It's actually talkers, runners, doers, fighters.
Always get that mixed up. That makes sense.
Talking and formidable.
Is basically what the Doctor does best. So talk, run, do something, or fight.
Well, I'd like to, since I think, actually, I'm pretty sure I was on the end, because I was wanting to look for how close we were to Memphis.
Okay.
Strung out like that. Because Rolda's tall, right? And
Sure.
then Hideyoshi is also kind of tall, right?
In the light years and parsecs and whatever else distance unit of measurement and time, Rolda being a few inches taller than most people is going to be super handy.
Oh, so handy. That's what I'm looking for. But like, if I look around for Memphis, that's kind of what I would be doing, because I don't think I could necessarily. Well, wait, no. Well, I have to get up momentum. I'm going to look for Memphis, and then if I am not close enough to Memphis, I'm going to try and work up some rotating momentum to try and get back to the TARDIS.
You're going to try to be a windsock and kind of
flip
around?
Sure.
Okay, those would both be doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess given that looking around doesn't seem like it should take up a full turn, I would simply say that because it would be your second action, the second one would take a -2 modifier.
Okay.
But
who all is doing what?
Yeah.
I will be attempting to hoist myself and my companions/cargo back into the TARDIS.
That is going
I'm totally imagining like a barrel monkey situation where it's just like, tick, 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 tick.
Yep.
But much in the same vein as Sahin, depending on how close they are, I was curious if maybe, since I've done it before, because that's how I got transported to this world in the first place, maybe I can go into since I don't want to be a burden to them and drag them further down, since I have no idea. Poor Memphis has no idea what's going on besides all of this suddenly dunk, 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 dunk. If I could perhaps go into my electrical form and just shoot myself into the TARDIS, so that way I'm at least on board.
You can attempt. I guess I would call that you're moving. But
I don't know if that would be doing or running.
So I'm going to call that doing.
Okay.
Because you technically, you're not just running somewhere. You have to roll a check to try to accomplish it.
Okay.
Okay. Which means that it is actually going to be Rolda who goes first, as she's going to try talking as she's dangling out of the door, grasped onto Hideyoshi, and you're grasped onto her, Sahin. Just calling out, "I don't think we happened upon a very kind house guest." Looks back up the barrel of monkeys' bodies back through the door. "So, I feel as though I actually know you, so is this for something that I've done before? If so, I apologize." Hadash, back within the doorway of the TARDIS, simply tells her, "Oh no, I'm afraid you and I have actually never met."
And then are we on to doing?
He is actually going to move, because he is going to run over toward the console and attempt to close the door.
Which, that's a doing.
It is a doing. So then,
how do you figure who goes first in that order, though, if multiple people are doing?
I err on players first, and Hideyoshi, I believe, has quick reflexes.
I do. So I do first. So is it then my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. I attempt to hoist myself and my friends back into the transport, which I would bet would be a strength athletics.
That is going to be a strength athletics, and I am going to say that is going to be. I'm going to call that difficult.
Okay. I'm going to spend a story point. Okay, I rolled reasonably well. 20.
That is going to be a failure.
Could I have assisted with my...
How would you assist?
Because I was trying to, like, loop myself back around to get in.
Honestly, if anything, that would make his job more difficult because he's just trying to pull you back in and you're fishtailing outside. So I was going to let that happen after, just in case.
That's okay.
And also, I think since I'm going first to beat him to the door, you would be at the same time as him, so you would be after me.
Okay. Does that mean I'm going now?
Well, Hideyoshi, you have technically gotten a failure. Do you wish to maybe spend a story point to get that to a success?
I do. And I go through my story points very, very quickly.
As you manage to heave with your big hulking kind of half-orc arms left over from Shadowrun, haul yourself back through the doorway. However, as you are doing this, Rilda, as she is trying to catch on, this is just as Sahine is trying to whip herself about to try to swing around to the door. Rilda's grasp slips off of your, I guess, coat, whatever you have on, Hideyoshi. And she's like, oh dear, as she flails back outward into the vortex. But this is just as you are trying to whip yourself back around into the door.
But how far away is Memphis? Because I wanted to look for Memphis.
Right, so go ahead and do that first. The awareness, I'm actually going to call it awareness science because the vortex has different rules than
I like that.
Rest of reality.
Speaking of which, how is physics working in this environment right now?
Oddly.
9.
Okay. Yeah, a 9 is basically going to tell you that he is somewhere between a day and 20 miles away.
That's too far away. I'm going to do my other thing. So, what do I need to do to have a successful acrobatic leap back into the TARDIS?
Well, it's not going to be... I'll allow this to be a coordination athletics because you are trying to sort of arc yourself around.
Okay.
But this is also going to be difficult.
That's fine. Story points, if I spend them before...
Yes, if you spend a story point before, you get 2 additional d6.
2 additional d6, and 1 for each spent after that?
Yes.
I will... What does difficult mean?
Difficult gives you a target number of 21.
21. Okay. I will spend 3 story points.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get you 4 dice.
4 more dice, so I'm rolling 6 die.
Okay. Use them story points.
Okay. You said coordination athletics?
Yep.
I'm going to do my math again, but I think it was 28.
Ooh.
That's 10, 15, 19, 23, 28. Yep.
28. So that is actually going to net you. It's going to be 6 more than target. So that is a good result, which means you achieve what you set out to do without any sort of negative repercussion. So then,
and I can still be holding on to Rulda because that was my intent, was not to let go. I just want to be clear on that.
Yes.
Because it was more of a hold on while I get us, but like my end back in the target.
So it was a good result, but not a fantastic result. So what you managed to do is you whip around as Rilda goes flailing around. You just kind of windmill in the middle of the vortex space, and you also manage to latch onto the exterior of the TARDIS and clamber in. However, at this point, at the end of this round, you are still sort of leaning out of the door, holding on to Rilda. She has not yet managed to get back onto the ship.
So it wasn't as awesome as I was envisioning. I was envisioning like looping around, feet first through float through the door and like kick him in the face.
No, you did not. You did not roll that well. I don't think that's even a fantastic result. That would be like, hey, I suddenly get to do more things.
Yeah, I know. But that was how that's how I was envisioning it. I know it wouldn't have ended up that way, like as the player, but.
It now being Hadash's turn, going to attempt to at the console close the TARDIS door.
Is talking free action in this, or do you have to do talking on the talking turn?
It depends on if you're trying to achieve something with your talking, or you're just like informing someone of something, or what have you.
I would like to inform the TARDIS that this dude has shoved us out the door. Please don't close the door. Kind of thing. Just saying that.
Interesting.
I'm sorry, Sahin. I can't do that.
Like, yo, TARDIS, we tight.
So make a.
You're gonna let me make it?
No.
Okay.
This. Sure, because like you're kind of trying to defend yourself, which is sort of fighting. I'll say can attempt a presence convince with the TARDIS.
No.
No?
I have 2 presence and no convince.
Okay.
And if it's going to be a second or third action at that high difficulty, there's no way I'm hitting that. I just wanted to, honestly, literally just wanted to inform the TARDIS that, hey, we're outside, don't close the door. Yes. Thanks.
Okay, so then now Hadash is going to do oh, rolls not great. But he does manage to fly, like hands flying over the controls, kind of scrambling from one side of the console to the other, manage to, and the door to the TARDIS begins to slow. No, he's actually going to spend another story point to say that he got a good result. So that
did he fail though?
No, he got a success.
Okay,
but that would be a yes, but he wants the door closed, so he is going to burn another story point, and the door is so basically as your arm is out, you're holding Rulda out into the vortex.
Mm-hmm.
You see the door is like going to be closing on your arm, or you have to let Rulda go.
Question.
Yes.
Could I move myself, full self, into the path of the door and use that to plead with the TARDIS? And you also send the thought of you're gonna lose the person you went through all that trouble to save when she was drowning if this door closes.
I'll say it's heroic. I like it. Burn 2 more story points, and I'll allow the further action as it's.
But what is the action?
It's an additional action and technically out of initiative order, but I like it. So,
but what is it? Because if it's the same roll, I can't do diddly.
Well, you place yourself in the doorway, and okay.
This is your moment in the doorway.
No, that's all I got. That's it.
Yeah.
It would have to be presence convinced, because you're trying to.
And I have to spend 2 story points to actually do this,
yes.
Which would leave me with only 4 left. And how difficult is the?
The difficulty is lowered because you're being more drastic.
Okay.
So it is going to be. It would have been tricky. So now it'll just be normal. So you're looking at for a 12.
Oh, only for a 12. Okay. So let's see. 6 and 6 is 12. So technically, I could get it with 2 dice plus my just measly 2 presents. But
remember, though, this is still going to be the negative modifier from taking an additional action.
What does that mean?
So technically, if you didn't take the action before, so I think this. Yeah.
I think this would
only be the -2.
Oh, so I have to minus. Did I have to minus anything for my last one? Because I didn't.
So
I haven't heard of anything of the negative stuff because I've never done 2.
Well, you spun yourself around and slid back in the door, and I don't think you rolled any checks after that.
No, I did.
So this would just be at a -2 because it is your second action.
Okay, but looking for Memphis was even though I rolled a check for that, was not taking away from anything.
I'll say no, so we don't have to worry about it.
Okay. But I need to spend 2 story points.
Yep.
Okay. For that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to spend another one so I at least have 4 die. So I'm down to only 3. Oh. Okay, so it's at a -2, so it's basically just going to be what I roll on these die.
Okay.
Because my presence is 2.
Okay.
And it's 1 story point to get it to a success if I fail?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No good?
Barely made it.
That wasn't a good face.
5, 5, 1, 1.
So, that is a success, which is a yes, but.
I would like to, can I spend a story point to up it a level so it's just a yes?
You can get it to a good result with a story point.
Okay, I could do it. Well.
All right. So as you see the doors closing, you just, do the jump in front of the bullet or arrow, cheesy Hollywood moment.
Don't do it!
And place yourself in the doorway.
As I'm holding on to
I believe in you, TARDIS. And the TARDIS door stops a couple centimeters from your face.
I have my eyes closed. Guys, am I still alive? Is everything okay?
Memphis, you're not sure what's going on, but it looks pretty dramatic.
Oh, yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Memphis has no idea why people are falling out and then trying to clamber back in and seeing doors shut.
Chinese fire drill? What's going on?
Right, yeah, because I don't even know if I even saw the other guy inside the thing. I don't know how far they were away, so. But I'm going to Memphis is going to do the thing, seeing that how much trouble everyone's having to get back in. And as far as he knows, the TARDIS is malfunctioning. So it's like, hey, maybe if I get in there, I can actually open up the door and then save Saheen from having her face smashed in, all that type of stuff. So he's still going to do what he thought he was going to do in the first place, but just try to shoot himself into the TARDIS.
Okay.
Which I don't know what that would be.
Don't you have the ability to make yourself non-corporeal?
Yeah, it's not an ability. It's just something I can do. Unless you call that the shape-shifting thing.
Yeah, that.
Which just says I have the ability to shapeshift. So.
Okay. In which case, you start moving toward the TARDIS, and I would like for you to roll Ingenuity Transport.
Okay.
You are attempting to navigate the space-time vortex without a time console, capsule, time something capsule, TTC, I think is the abbreviation.
Okay.
So this normally navigating the space-time vortex with a machine that is built to do it is tricky. This is going to be hard.
Which means I have to hit a what?
An 18.
Okay. Now, out of curiosity, I do have the vortex ability, which gives me a +2 to the pilots / time travel, through the vortex.
That technically applies.
Okay, since I'm now my own machine piloting through. Okay, so I got a +2,
Man,
all that good stuff.
You're an island?
Yeah, I'm an island. I know. All right, so I'll go ahead and use a... Why not? We'll go ahead and use 2 story points in order to get myself 3 more dice. Okay, so... Memphis is no longer incompetent when he puts his mind to things. And you said it was Ingenuity Transport, or?
Yes.
Okay. 25.
All right. So that, I believe, that's going to be, a good result. So you managed to, just in your weird energy being form, just arrowhead through the vortex, somehow deciphering the intricacies of traveling through time and space simultaneously to reach your friends in the vortex. And you have covered about half the distance and time.
Okay.
Maybe.
Right.
Yes.
Wrinkles my brain, yo.
Time and space, wibbly wobbly. Furthermore, it's round 2. Who's doing what?
I think Hideyoshi's talking.
Okay.
Hideyoshi is going to talk.
All right. Zaheen?
I'm going to do something. Once I process what just happened.
Okay.
Memphis is running because all what he's doing is just moving.
So yeah, I guess technically we should have... No, because I called it a do for that term because you were having to roll to navigate. Okay.
Right.
Yes. Right now, Hideyoshi is talking. What do you say?
Yep. Well, I am not talking to Hadash. I am talking to the chicken that came out of the food device that I was supposed to slaughter for my own rice, my fried rice, but I didn't, so I just let it go.
Yeah, I remember.
Since I am psychic and telepathic, I would like to make contact with the chicken brain and convince it that Hadash's face is covered in grain and grubs and other chicken foods, and ask it to fly up and feast upon his face.
Feast on his flesh.
Dear listener, I wish you could see Seth's face.
It's pretty great. Is this what you were holding up your sleeve?
Yep.
Yes.
I don't think I could have possibly anticipated that. Bless you. Okay.
This is just making me think of one of the episodes of 30 Rock we just watched, where she had the rubber chicken on the cover of the magazine.
Well, I guess since you have telepathy and... Okay, you're still trying to communicate with a chicken, but on the other hand, you're trying to persuade a chicken. So,
Chicken attack.
I figure with my time traveling, dimension hopping sort of thing that I'm kind of used to, or at least I have some vague experience with speaking languages that I don't actually speak. So I have a little bit better ability to connect with the chicken and just kind of empathetically communicate with.
Right?
Contact.
Or empathically communicate.
All right.
It's what is it? The mind meld that the Vulcans do.
Yeah, well, they even do that in Doctor Who. There's like the whole thing with the contact and the as they merge their minds. So, okay, I guess we're rolling presence convince. I am going to say first off, the TARDIS is big. I'm going to say spend a story point so that the chicken is nearby.
I have the range of anywhere within the same city.
But if you want it to actually attack and be useful and not be running through the TARDIS trying to get to you for many, many rounds.
Okay, so I'll have to spend the story point for the chicken to be close enough to do its thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we can always have
the difficulty of the check be to convince the chicken to do the attack.
I am just going to call it tricky. So that's a 15.
Okay, then I will spend a story point to have the chicken nearby, and I will spend a further story... No, I can't make that. Spend a further story point to get an extra 2 dice.
Okay. I don't think... especially just like it's the Doctor Who system. Why would I be having to figure out how hard it is to...
Convince a chicken?
Yeah.
I'm here for you, Seth.
You put up a lot for us.
I mean, I'm okay with it.
Nope, only an 11.
Well, that is unfortunately going to be... I believe that's just a failure.
Do you have story points?
Actually, no. If 11 is looking for 15, that's going
It's a
to be...
hard fail.
Yeah, it's a bad result.
Oh, so can you not get it to a success?
Technically,
Not
he
with
could. He just has to spend 2 story points.
I only have 1 left.
Yeah.
Can I spend a story point of mine? Because I want this to happen. Like,
I'm going to
so
say
bad.
spending story points on someone else's behalf like that, I'm going to say is double the cost. So it would be 4 from you or 1 from David and then 2 from you.
Should I have 2 to spare?
I mean,
that's all I have.
Granted, you don't exactly know what David's doing or Hideyoshi's doing, but there is the thing where you can donate some of your story points to another character in some manner, from a dramatic, rousing speech or wording of encouragement, or even a kiss.
Yeah. So if you wanted to use that route, then you could donate story points for this moment. So you look back, you see Hideyoshi has re-entered the TARDIS, and he's looking like really focusing hard across the console room at the chicken. You're not entirely sure what's going on.
So I want to, if possible, wait, I haven't ruled it in though.
You have not.
Okay, so I want to reach over, grab his shoulder, and massage it, and be like, "You got this. Think like a chicken, dude. Think like a chicken."
I'm trying to think like a chicken. All right.
Giving him the boxer champ massage.
Only one hand.
It's only round 1. It's only round 1.
I was almost startled. Like, why is Sakine halfway through the door? What is she? Think like a chicken.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it. Think like a chicken.
Gonna do it.
Sure, you can donate story points.
Okay, I'll give you 1 of my last 2 story points so you can do that if you so desire. It's okay if you don't want to.
I mean, I feel like I've come so far. But to spend a total of 4 story points to have a chicken fly up on someone's face?
It's up to you, man. What do you want to do?
I think I'm gonna pass on the chicken. It was a valiant effort. It didn't work out. The dice were against me.
Just so you're aware, it's not just, I'm just deciding I'm not going to do this. If you don't spend story points, you got a bad result. So something bad is going to happen if you do not spend the story points.
You have injured the chicken.
Oh, you've angered the chicken. Oh, no.
I am a generous god, Bakak.
I think what I'll do is I will accept Sahin's generous donation of a story point and spend that to get it to a failure butt. So it's not good, but it's not gonna hopefully cause us too much harm.
Okay. As you feel the chicken's iron will slipping through your mental grasp, it just sort of gives you like the slow side turn, like to look over in your eyes, and like looks directly up towards Hadash as he's fiddling with more controls on the console, trying to do something else, it seems. And the chicken just looks to you and gives you a slow shake of the head, and you swear it kind of raises its wing and just kind of gives you a wagging feathered finger.
That chicken, man.
All right.
If it comes to it, I would like to, depending upon what else happens, I might want to take a fight action.
Okay, well, you have talked. So, runners, Memphis, you continue to, well, in your mind, you're Supermaning through the vortex, but you're just kind of a nebulous glob of energy. So you start sweeping in back towards the door, and you are reaching it in time to see Rilda sort of dangling back out into the vortex as the door is half closed on Sahin, who's holding her in place. And Rilda cocks her head and looks over in your direction. Oh, hello, Memphis. It's good to see you back.
I don't know if I can talk in this form. Can I or not?
Not really. You don't technically have vocal cords, so we'd have to rely on some sort of telepathy or something.
I kind of just blobbily wave as I go by.
She appears to try to approximate that back at you. We're having a bit of a spot of trouble. An unwanted house guest, but we're sorting it out.
Are we?
Cool. And I'll
we
try
have
that.
An iron-willed chicken.
Yep.
And the door is mostly closed. So
Don't tell me that the chicken's actually in charge of the awaken. It's actually the big bag of the whole campaign.
That's the big twist I've been planning this whole time.
But yeah, so I'm going to try that.
David getting a live chicken out of the food machine.
Yeah.
I'm deciding not to eat it.
Kisma was the whole time. Yeah.
But she got it worse than this time around. But I'd like to go ahead and I know I was moving, but I was trying to kind of merge with the TARDIS, so I don't know if that's going to happen this turn or next round. But
you're just reaching the exterior of the TARDIS, and you're sort of feeling like this weird, almost turbulent buffer on the exterior of it that you're assessing as probably some sort of protective field, but hopefully it will recognize you in this form.
Okay.
And at this point, we're on to doing.
So I have Rilda? Do I see the blob that is Memphis?
Well, you kind of like your face is like right at the point where the door is almost closed on your face, so you can sort of catch out of the corner of your eye back out into the vortex.
Oh, hey, Rilda, grab Memphis.
She looks over to his weird nebulous form.
I don't care what he looks like, just do it, and I yank her in.
No, it's not that. Whoop. She's gonna try to grab somebody who's just energy right now.
I will say we already set up the precedents that they tried to punch me before and they couldn't do anything to me. So
I don't know what you look like
that's
right
fine.
now. So
that's fine. I'm just saying.
So yeah, she's not gonna burn any story points because this is
that's fine.
But no, Memphis, you just kind of feel her fingers swat through you. She catches hold of nothing, and you are going to be rolling strength athletics this time to heave both of you back inside.
Okay. What's the difficulty?
That'd be normal if it was just you. Tricky because you're hauling somebody else as well.
So 15?
Yes.
Well, I only have one story point left, and I want to save it just in case.
Drama.
15.
15.
Exactly, I think. 9 plus 4 plus 2.
All right.
Yeah. Yes. 15.
I know just how to use this. So.
Oh no.
You get a success. So you haul yourself and Rilda back into the TARDIS console room. However,
is it a yes but? Or
yes.
is it? Oh no.
So you haul both of you back in, and oh yes, you're both inside. You feel her come along with you. Then she's suddenly not coming anymore. and you look over, and like her hoop skirt that she just kind of wears over everything.
Oh my goodness! I told you not to wear it. Take it off now.
It's been caught in the door and has now inverted, like reverse umbrellaed over her, the top half of her body. So she's kind of arms still out in the vortex, flailing, trying to dislodge herself. She is.
I'm yelling at her. Take it off.
Still stuck. She's kind of reverse Winnie the Poohing this.
Oh bother!
Oh, no! And then I start yelling at her. Put your arms out! I'm gonna pull you through.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
She is mostly back in the TARDIS. She's just kind of stuck in the door still.
Okay.
So that is your yes, but.
Okay. Good use of the skirt. Yes.
You're hearing her kind of half muffled. Well, this is not very dignified.
Well, you're the one that chose to wear it.
It's a fashion statement, Philistine. Okay, so Memphis, Hideyoshi, you were wanting to attack, which would be fighting. I guess then Hadash at this point is going to attempt to. He continues to work away at the controls of the console. None of you seem to be quite sure what he's going to be doing, unless you want to try to roll to decipher it.
Well, I'm guessing
Mintress, you are unable to see it right now.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
What am I doing to determine what he's up to?
Ingenuity tech. It's going to be hard, so an 18 is what you're looking for.
10.
All right. You're pretty sure he's trying to blow up the TARDIS.
That's not a go. No bad. I will be fighting this round.
Yep. But as he is working his hands over the controls, he does sort of glance up over in your direction, Hideyoshi, as you advance, and tells you, terribly sorry about all this, but we're going to have to relieve the ship of excess cargo in alternate methods if necessary. As he is speaking, some sort of alarm seems to flash through the TARDIS, like the main lights go out. This is like the emergency lighting, eerie red-orange glow comes on, and there's the sort of blaring alarm klaxon / traveling TARDIS sound. You're not entirely sure. But Hideyoshi, you advance.
Yes. I'm going to advance, and I'm gonna start by just tackling him.
All right. Yeah, I guess that would be strength athletics as well.
Okay.
I do
fighting. Would it be strength fighting?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Okay.
David, I do believe you get a -2 because this is your second action.
Yes.
Well, so does he, so it evens out.
Yes, I got a 13.
All right. He gets a 12, 14, a 19, unfortunately. He sort of throws you off to the side as you stumble forward, and you sort of catch yourself. You don't fall, tumble, or anything, but the TARDIS is beginning to start to feel unruly, unwieldy as you sort of catch yourself against the wall where Hadash has thrown you off. The chicken is actually below you, where you've kind of hunched over and just looks up into your eyes and just shakes its head.
You were this close to being a food topping.
All right.
The chicken's actually Murdarkadal, just like, for shame.
We're in round 3. Who's doing what?
I'm going to be fighting again.
Is there any way to get story points within a story arc at all?
Yes.
Doing something cool, heroic.
Well, didn't I? You said it was heroic what I did earlier. when I've got story points.
Yes.
You don't. It's okay. It's fine. If not, I just was curious what merited getting more story points.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be Santa Claus here. Memphis, for tossing an island. I think I already gave you a story point for that, but sure, go ahead. We'll look for this section. You get one. Sahin for heroically refusing to let go of your friend. You get one, and Hideyoshi for trying to mind control a chicken. Take a story point.
Yay! Thank you, kind game master.
So, that gives me enough story points to use the vortex ability.
Yes.
To try to time travel. What's his bucket?
Tadash?
Yeah.
Okay.
You need to be touching him, though?
I don't think so.
She can do it from a distance. I believe it just takes further effort. So I think that makes it more difficult.
Well, since I know Rulda is nice and wedged in the doorway.
Seems pretty solid.
She'll be fine. But I'll be, if that's considered doing something, that's what I want to do.
Okay.
Or whatever, wherever it falls, that's what I'm doing.
And Memphis, you are trying to move onto the TARDIS, I assume?
I'm going to merge into the TARDIS, basically. Much like I did with how I originally got transported here. I was inside the TARDIS.
Okay. Then technically, you are going first.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So here's the thing. Just as you are getting up close to the TARDIS door, and you are wanting to merge with the TARDIS, you are feeling that abruptly this energy pulse shoots through the entirety, the full infrastructure of the TARDIS, however, relative dimensions it has. And as you are trying to merge with the TARDIS, you are abruptly realizing that the TARDIS is not physically altering its form, but it has become, shall we say, less hospitable abruptly.
Okay. Cool.
Do you still attempt to merge with it?
Yeah. Since I know I can communicate with the TARDIS because it has that psychic ability, it's like, TARDIS, if this has anything to do with me wanting you to be called Jeremy, I drop it. You can be whatever you want. It's okay. I need to go save my friends and then go ahead and try to merge.
I am... Yeah. Okay.
Because poor Memphis has no idea what's going on, so...
Yeah. I am going to say make a very difficult...
Okay. Yeah.
Presence technology.
Presence technology?
Yep.
Okay. We'll give it the good old-fashioned try. And very difficult means I have to roll what?
A 24.
Okay. Cool. Why couldn't this be convinced? We'll go ahead. Huh? Yeah, that's fine.
TARDIS likes you well enough. It is just undergoing some alterations.
Mm-hmm. We'll go ahead and use the whole buy some dice thing. So it's 2 for the first and then 1 each following. Why not? We'll go all in. Because Memphis doesn't want to be left behind. So I'm going to use all 5 what's left over my story points.
Ooh.
So, because I only got a +6 to whatever I roll. So that'll be 5. So that's 4 extra dice, 6 extra dice then, if my math is correct, right? Okay, cool. I shall mute myself so you don't hear all my wonderful pink dice hitting the floor.
When the dice hit the
sounds
floor.
are fun.
Let the dice hit the floor. Let the dice hit the floor.
I guess I should clarify this right now, Seth. I always had the unlucky feat. So if I roll double sixes, I have to re-roll. So in this case, if I roll more than 2 6s, I'll have to re-roll all the 6s. Is that how we're going to do this? Or is it only Okay, just want to clarify that. Cool.
Don't roll too many 6s.
Stop being so lucky.
What if he rolls double 6s on the reroll?
I believe
I get to keep those.
Okay. But man, that chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Solid will of steel.
Yep.
I've decided to name him Will.
You have learned the way of the chicken.
Do we have a playlist for this campaign?
We do. It's not public, so sorry, dear listener, you can't listen to it, but maybe someday we'll publish it.
I did a thing.
We might need chicken attack on there, even if the chicken didn't actually attack.
No attack.
I got 34.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so we needed 24, so that's 10 over?
So yeah, that is a fantastic result. So utilizing your special bond with the TARDIS, and you know it really, really deep underneath wants to be called Jeremy.
I knew it.
You merge your consciousness with the vessel, and abruptly you immediately assess as your consciousness is merged with the semi-conscious, semi-sentient mind, quote unquote, of the TARDIS, that the TARDIS is seemingly being commanded to recall integral pieces of the vortex to this specific point. And that is significant because it appears as though the key to time itself once was at this precise point in space and time in the vortex, and it was split apart and dispersed to the farthest corners of reality, and the TARDIS is now being utilized to try to reverse that process.
Now, since Memphis has no idea of all those fancy words that you just said, because he was not present to know what on earth the key of time and all that is, would he have any idea what that all means?
You do, because you got a fantastic result.
Cool.
As your consciousness merges with the TARDIS, you immediately completely comprehend and understand the full extent of this situation.
Cool.
And you know that it was Hadash who is demanding the TARDIS to do this. Furthermore, with your fantastic results, you actually are able to grasp that you at least are pretty sure that you know what Hadash is. He is seemingly some sort of construct built of negative time-space energy, and he was seemingly called into being as a servant of the Black Guardian in sort of a taunting facsimile of a certain Time Lord. Or at least one of them.
Okay. Cool. So much information.
Yeah. Fantastic results, yo.
Woot. It was worth it, I guess. Now I'm out of story points.
Fantastic result, yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be my turn.
All right. So you have done that, and...
Would you consider what I'm doing?
Yes.
So does it mean I go next?
It does.
Okay.
Kind of simultaneously with Wilda as she attempts to dislodge herself.
Well, okay, so I have to spend 2 story points, and then it's ingenuity resolve plus 2.
Mm-hmm.
What is the difficulty?
He is going to be rolling against.
Oh, fudgesicles.
Yes, indeed. Fudgesicles.
Poke him in the eye. I have to wait. I would have to wait till the fighting round to do that. Because I spend my 2 story points, and then I rolled only 2 die, and then I plus 2 and 4, and I have to get better than what he rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Needs to be good. So, wait, hold on. I have to add 16?
16.
Oh, what does that mean?
So yes, but.
Okay.
I even spend a story point but didn't roll very well.
Okay.
2 of them were ones.
That was the last of my story points, so I couldn't do anything more but make the roll.
So, here's the thing.
Okay.
As you stretch out your will and your knowledge of space-time
Be gone!
and try to banish forthwith this individual who Memphis now knows is some sort of strange naked doctor, you are successfully able to hurl him away from you. The bad news is, because of the current fragile state of the TARDIS, what happens is the interior of the TARDIS itself seems to sort of distend and contort in the interior, and you see Hadash simply blink out of existence, but the TARDIS itself seems to be rippling and sort of shuddering almost at the shockwave of the time anomaly you've just created.
Okay. Guys, I'm sorry. I don't know what I did, but I'm sorry.
I believe that brings us to me.
Well, Rilda is going to try to dislodge herself. And does not. Rolled a 2 and a 1. So she's still fighting the door, trying to shimmy out of her big hoop skirt that she just kind of has slung over everything else. And it's like, did we get him? As she's trying to look back and
I
crawl
think
backwards.
so, but there's a problem with the TARDIS.
Well, I feel like that's rather normal, actually.
Yeah?
Not this particular problem, but problems in general.
Oh.
Hideyoshi, now where to you?
I am still going to fight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look that chicken in the eye.
Oh, dear.
And then I'm going to run over and attack Rilda's skirt. So that she can escape from the door.
Okay.
You made some deep eye contact with that chicken.
Yeah.
And then you just left it hanging.
Just so you know.
Just so you know, chicken.
That poor chicken has been through so much.
I could do it.
No, it hasn't. It was spontaneously created, and it's done nothing but eating poop.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So attack roll would probably be
the
coordination.
I'll call it either strength fighting or coordination fighting, since you're trying to be precise about it, and you're not attacking something per se. You're trying to be more precise, so you can choose if you want to use either coordination or strength. But you are going to take a -2 because technically you moved and then now are going to fight.
Okay. I'm going to go with coordination and strength are the same, so it doesn't really matter which one I choose. Right. And fighting, I have a sword specialization, so I get a +2, which goes into a -2, so no difference.
All right. And this is an unusual thing you are doing. I'm going to say it's tricky.
Okay.
So 15.
All right, here goes. I need at least... Yes, 16.
All right. So you successfully charge forward and cleave and dislodge Rilda from inside the doorway, and she tumbles for a moment, and with her reverse pulling... She was trying to crawl backwards, is what I'm trying to say, through the door. And as you relieve her of the obstacle of her hoop skirt, she is sort of flung back into the TARDIS, kind of flops onto her stomach on the floor, and is looking about at the way that the TARDIS appears to be incredibly distressed, and sort of looks over in your direction, Hideyoshi, and there's immediate smile, gratitude, and then she sees the sword, sees her skirt, and then just glares at you, just...
We need to fix the problem. Stop glaring at Hideyoshi.
You owe me a new
Oh my goodness.
skirt.
No.
Okay, sure, that's fine. How about later?
But as you say that, and she slowly nods, but is still giving you the stink eye, but is looking around. Oh no, we need to make an emergency landing immediately.
Okay, then how do we do that?
Controls!
You need to help.
I'm
And
aware.
And can we go over to the controls? Are we still in initiative? Like, what's happening?
Technically, there is no enemy at hand, and I'm assuming you're not going to be lollygagging, so I'll say we're out of initiative.
So What, David?
Memphis and I both have questions.
Oh, go ahead, David.
Do I see Memphis out the door?
You do not.
Has the door closed, or is it still skirted open?
It's still sort of hanging half open. So
Pull the skirt out of the door so the door can close all the way before we attempt to time travel anywhere.
Okay. Easily enough done. But yeah, you do not see any more sign of Memphis. Memphis!
Yes. Am I able to tell what exactly Zaheen did to the TARDIS?
You're kind of getting the feeling that the TARDIS's structural integrity for a minute there, after Hadash did something to it. Well, yeah, they use analogies like this all the time in Doctor Who, so why not? It was kind of reduced to the consistency of silly putty, and then somebody hit it with a powerful shockwave / fist. You know, when you smash down on silly putty, it just kind of...
So that probably happened to me too then, because I'm merged with it. Weird feeling.
You're feeling pretty distressed at the moment as your consciousness is sort of stretched like butter scraped across too much bread, or chocolate pudding scraped across too much ham.
Too much ham. Okay. But am I able to tell kind of how to fix the issue at hand, or like how can I assist the TARDIS in some way?
You're not entirely sure how, but you think you heard Rolda say that you need to make an emergency landing, and you concur.
Okay. I shall make it so. However I do that.
Okay. Well, you can attempt to aid in the vortex time travel ability that they're attempting in the console room, which at this point is starting to kind of jello-y consistency. Like the floor, even at this point, is starting to suck into your feet, and even the fearsome chicken is like fluttering off, seemingly quite put out by all of this. And so, who is wishing to take point on this endeavor?
I believe Rolda is.
Okay.
And then Zaheen and Hideyoshi and probably Memphis are all helping.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. This is going to be very difficult. So she is going to burn... 3 story points.
Now, to remind me, how do we help in this system? Do we just give +2, or?
TARDIS also has story points?
It does.
Can we...
Now might be the time to use those.
Have we used any from what's on this?
You had used 1 to travel into the vortex.
Okay. So that means we have 9 story points from the TARDIS.
One gets spent just by the nature of you traveling.
Okay.
But you can spend more to add more dice.
Do we want to spend 1 to add 2 more die? Because that's how it would it add 2 more if it's coming from the TARDIS separately from the others?
Not if it's part of the same check.
Okay.
So she's already rolling 5 dice?
6. because you spent 3 story points to get 4 more dice.
And then how much do we add by helping?
1 apiece. One for a story point.
Gotcha.
Wait, what?
Oh, for you
sorry.
guys. Well, you're adding plus 6 to the result. Yes.
Okay.
Gotcha. All right.
Do we want to use TARDIS story points to make absolutely one? Okay.
1.
So that means we have 1 for traveling into the vortex, 1 for traveling, and then 1 we're spending. So we're at 7 out of the 10.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. That is a final result of 32.
And what was our...
You were looking for a 24.
Okay.
So...
It's not quite a fantastic result, but it's...
It is a solid, good result.
Okay.
So you feel the TARDIS give a sort of a bubbling, gurgled as it dematerializes from the vortex. And it's not a smooth journey, as the TARDIS is compromised rather heavily at this point, but you find yourselves, the TARDIS actually physically settles, and all of you within are jarred off of your feet or down to the floor for a moment. But everything seems to solidify, and you just sort of feel this faint thrumming through the deck of the TARDIS at this point, because everything is still the floor is rippled, the console itself is sort of off kilter, and the glass is almost half transmutated into another substance. The TARDIS has seen better days, but you have landed.
Still don't have Memphis back.
You have landed without incident.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Memphis. I asked Rolda to grab him, but apparently he might have been in that weird energy form, like last time I tried to punch him or something.
Ghosts are hard to get a hold of.
Yeah.
I also have to clarify, can I even hear them at the moment, or?
Vaguely, they're heavily garbled. Currently, as you are bonded with the TARDIS, you're sort of confined by its senses, and currently it's kind of tripping at the moment.
Okay. I'd like to try to help it as much as I can, but also experience this weird trip and try to help,
You are feeling that it is basically trying to focus all of its energy into repairing itself, having drunk, restored some of its energy reserves with energy from the vortex.
Am I able? Oh, go ahead.
You don't really know anything about that, so you're not entirely sure how to help.
Even though we have uploaded the manual into the TARDIS, and I could maybe perhaps help out with ingenuity technology to maybe help out, perchance, or is that a no?
This is not ingenuity technology. This is self-repair. That it
got it.
Needs to. Yeah, it
needs to sit for a little bit.
How to put this? It is injured, basically, and you are not a doctor.
Oh.
You are not.
Am I able? Right. Yeah. Am I able to get out of this, or am I stuck in here until it kind of sorts itself out a little bit?
In the interest of time, you are through
a
certain amount of focus able to extricate your energy form from the TARDIS itself.
Okay. Before I leave, I'm going to say "Good job, TARDIS. You did good," and then go ahead and shoot myself out wherever I appear. I don't know how that role works, but
where would you like to appear?
Probably next to, if I can locate where everyone's at, kind of next to them.
Presumably you're all still in the console room, because however much time it feels like to you, Memphis, not really much time has passed. So at this point, Rilda is sort of heaved up against the console and is like, ew, as she pulls her hand away from it, sort of a sticky substance comes along with it.
Yeah.
This is like a kind of a Salvador Dali kind of
Okay,
look.
So should we get out of here?
Yes, we should probably give the ship a moment to compose itself, I think.
I look for what seems like a more solid surface and pat the TARDIS and say, thank you, so sorry. and see if the door lever or button, whatever combination, actually opens the door.
Before you just open the door.
Sorry?
Before you just open the door, we should maybe find out where we are.
Can we?
Rilda looks over to the view screen that's just kind of flopped. It's like,
I look under it, see if it's showing anything.
looks like you're in a barn.
I mean, there's a barn? Maybe?
Seth, since I was inside the TARDIS and all that when all this happened, would I know where we're at, or?
Not really. The TARDIS is very discombobulated.
Gotcha. But anyway, I'll go ahead and hear.
Just figuring that Memphis probably appears while we're having the discussion of should we leave.
Right. Hi, guys.
Oh, good, you're back.
Oh, welcome back.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
I don't suppose you have time in your pocket.
Do I have a what?
The key to time.
No, but the TARDIS was going to have one eventually, if I understand correctly.
Probably avoid that.
Although I do check my pockets to make sure somehow I don't have a key to the time and all that.
Not have the key to time.
All right. No, apparently, I guess that fellow was called Hadash or something like that. He was a construct of negative energy, like a negative doctor or something, apparently, is what the TARDIS was telling me.
That makes sense.
It's been a trip, guys. I was an island, and then I was a TARDIS. It's been a while.
Okay. Sounds adventurous.
Yes.
But I think we need to be getting out of here.
Right. To the door, I guess. And I'll go ahead and start walking towards the door.
I've seen if the controls to open the door actually even work.
They appear to. The door actually opens the other way now. You're not entirely sure what that's about.
Okay, well, we just got to get out of here. And I say, hey, TARDIS, make sure to close the door after we leave. And you take care of yourselves. Again, I'm sorry. I feel really guilty.
Well, you step out of the TARDIS.
Is it a barn?
And now that you're standing in the middle of it, it looks more like a warehouse.
Okay.
Do we have any sense of when and where we are?
Well, first off, we are going to conclude your adventure in the vortex, and the credits are going to roll, as technically we're going to be starting the next episode.
So then we get story points
You
back?
replenish your story points.
Oh, so I have 12 story points again.
So we leave off as it's like on the show where they're like, "Where are we, Doctor?" Da-da-da-dun, da-da-da-dun. And then you'll find out next time. But for us, that's right now, unless you have orders of business to discuss before we begin our next adventure.
The only thing is, I guess, in theory, since I was talking to them, that I changed back from my energy form into an actual physical form. So I probably look like vanilla Memphis right at the moment. Go.
So, if that's the end of the adventure, do we gain skill points?
Is that when we gain skill points, or?
I've been doing it at the end of sessions just for consistency's sake. But sure, go ahead and pick a skill that you have used this adventure.
Cool.
Because why not?
And I use convince, right? Because it was presence convince when I was trying to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a rank in convince because it needs some help because I have 0 with help.
You do that, Saheen.
I don't know. I'm convinced. So it can't be that bad.
What did I convince you of?
That you needed to pick convince.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a very persuasive argument.
That's all I convinced you of?
It's very compelling.
So, guys, what have you been up to?
As we start the credits roll, as we resume.
I guess I will give you the download of the things that we've been up to looking for Memphis.
Oh, Okay, well, thanks for looking for me. I don't know how long I've been away from you guys, but it was quite a trip.
It sounds like you were on a trip of your own.
Oh, yes. I got things to share, but we'll save it until we figure out where are we. I'll take a look around the warehouse barn.
The architecture seems reminiscent, at least, of honestly the last place that wasn't the vortex that you just left.
So back in.
Seems earthy.
Okay. Does it seem the same time period?
Maybe.
Can I look at some crates? If there are crates in here, are there any dates on the crates?
You want some crate dates?
I want some crate dates.
No crates, no dates.
Okay.
That's not great.
Is it an abandoned warehouse?
It appears to be an abandoned
Okay.
warehouse.
Big, like, Air 51 on one side of the wall or something like that?
No.
I guess that'll be America, though.
I'm gonna go find some windows and take a look outside.
Okay. You look out and see that you appear to be kind of nearish to a body of water. It looks kind of wharfish. There's concrete. I think you recognize the sounds and distant sights of motor vehicles.
People?
Are there any business signs or anything nearby that would help us determine a date or a location?
I mean, you do mark people kind of off in the distance going about whatever business, but as far as signage, this appears to be unmarked, and now that you're looking around more closely, it looks as though they're recent scorings, scorch marks. There is some sort of altercation here.
Some sort of fight, Misa thinks.
Huh?
Some sort of fight, Misa thinks.
Perhaps. Can do... Could attempt an ingenuity marksman to kind of assess the battle land.
13.
Okay. So you are picking up that probably whatever tech level caused these marks is not appropriate for the time period.
Mm-hmm.
Can I? What was the role?
Marksman engine.
Ingenuity marksman. Okay.
Also, looking at the TARDIS, what does it look like from the outside?
Looks kind of like melted Tupperware.
Oh my!
You know when somebody's made
14.
the mistake of microwaving Tupperware, kind of like that. Like still kind of a cylindrical shape, but not very cohesive.
14, yeah, 14.
Okay, you assess much the same.
Okay.
Yes, I do concur. This
yes.
is foreign for the time period. You're enough that you're like, you think it comes after.
I'm sorry, what, guys? So you're saying is like one civilization has technologies, then they invaded a lower civilization and, kind of had to fight in a warehouse?
That's a brilliant deduction, Memphis. It is.
Thank you. Yes, I'm Memphis. How are you doing, Rolda?
Well, still a little confused about what exactly we're meant to be doing, but I'm told that I told you all what we're meant to be doing, and I think it sounds vaguely smart, so we'll go with it.
Well, I don't know what you told us, because I think originally we were going traveling backwards from where you were trying to find your memories.
Yes.
And then we went to the island place. I don't know what you did there that caused the island to shoot back, or I don't know what exactly happened.
I gave it a pebble. I think it was hungry.
You gave it a pebble? How did you get the pebble?
Well, the pebble I had in my pocket from when I woke up before. Apparently I had died, but I had the pebble still in my pocket, so I think I had a reason for it. Nope, still not coming.
Well, we can't go anywhere yet because the TARDIS is,
So you're saying we should go get a milkshake?
I mean,
Ooh.
I'm down for that.
That sounds honestly quite nice. I was expecting you all to protest and that we had important business to do.
Well, our important business is getting back to the rest of our group, which we need the TARDIS to do. So right now
Yes.
we're kind of stuck.
And to wait for it to turn itself back into a pumpkin. I don't understand that reference. What does that mean?
Am I able to explain that reference to her?
Sure. We'll call that
A knowledge check.
knowledge or just intellect on Genesis.
Oh, I need to do it on the Genesis sheet?
I mean, yeah, because it also is knowledge of this world technically. But I believe fairy tales exist in this world, but
They probably exist.
What am I rolling on the Doctor Who sheet if I can?
Ingenuity knowledge.
Okay, great. I'm gonna
13.
that's 11, 13.
Okay. Yeah, both of you are like, oh, it's the one cartoon with the mice. It's almost coming to you.
It's coming to me IRL.
You know, the princess with the glass shoe, and
I don't know why she wears the glass shoes. It's just so weird.
I don't
You look
understand
over
glass
it.
shoes. It doesn't make any sense.
you look over at Rhoda. Her eyes have just lit up at the mention of glass shoes.
That makes sense, though.
Those?
No, that's just a fairy tale.
Oh yes, of course.
Can I roll something with convince to convince
Sure.
her not to get glass?
Presence convinced.
Okay.
But speaking of fashion statements and all that, we are kind of differently dressed than each other and all that, so we don't know exactly what type of time periods outside. So
You're not incredibly convincing, Sahin. She still looks like she thinks it's a cool idea.
Yeah.
But Mintress, you're mentioning that. She's like, oh, yes, good. Wardrobe change. New skirt. She looks over at Hideyoshi, seems to remember that she's very upset. And, well, then we can head out for our milkshakes.
Well, we can't exactly get stuff out of the TARDIS right now, I'd say.
Oh, yes, that is a problem. Well, shopping then?
Do we have money?
Yeah.
Perhaps. What is that?
Can I explain that concept to her?
Sure. I'll just say that that's just Sahin taking the time to be like, okay, so originally there's like the services exchange, then there came the barter system, and anyway.
Oh, and I know all that?
Uh,
Remember, I didn't go to
fair
school.
enough.
Memphis and I remember.
Okay.
well, actually, I was going to say maybe when
So-
Sahin.
I start explaining this like really bizarre, unheard of thing to both of y'all, and then you're like, whoa, hold up.
Yeah, so Sahin is probably saying it's like, so at some point people decided that paper was worth something.
And then made some sort of like back end explanation of it that you guys are just like, oh no.
That's not what Bo is. Or Boo. From Rogodon. Anyway, while Sahin's giving down the download of currency and the interworkings of the market, can I be peeking out the window to see during that whole time period if people walk by to try to get an idea of like time frame that we're in?
Sure. You can attempt a call it ingenuity awareness.
Okay.
Gonna double up some abilities.
I'm gonna go ahead and spend a story point. Give me a +2. You said ingenuity awareness?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, oops. I get to roll 2 more dice. I forgot all about that. Duh. Ooh, hot diggity dogs.
You get to roll 2 more
20.
dice?
Yeah, because I used a story point.
Oh.
Really wants to know what time it is.
Yeah. because I can change my appearance, so that way I can look natural. That's 26.
Casual. 26. That is a fantastic result. Hold on, I can see how exact I can get.
Okay.
It's like waking up in the House of Rivendell and Gandalf tells you exactly what time it is.
Right.
It
Gandalf?
is 1984, Earth, London.
So 1984, Earth, London. I'll relay that to the group.
All right, so our clothing's only like a decade out of date. That's not too bad. We could just pretend that we're like making a video or a movie or whatever, which explains my makeup.
Are you wearing makeup?
Yes.
Makeup
Wink,
has
kind of
to-
obviously.
Oh, okay. So you're not actually trying to convince her. Okay.
No, I'm not trying to convince.
But how does she
I
take
don't know if she
that?
understands.
And
Well, I guess I can roll for her. Be like, how will she grasp that?
You're just one of those English rockers that have like the mascara and eyeliner and
It's a bit more than that.
Ah,
I'm very large and very gray, and my teeth are suspiciously pointy.
that's right.
Well, she rolled an 11, so I'll say it would have been easy to pick up what you were laying down because you were very obvious about it. So she's, oh yes, yes,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not though, right?
I'm not currently wearing any makeup.
Right. It's fine if you are. You know, it could simply mean that you're very comfortable in your masculinity.
Some cultures kind of do that just without being in. You know what? I'm just gonna let that one pass.
And some cultures do it up as war paint, so it's actually.
How about milkshakes?
What about them?
Are we gonna go and have some now that we know what time it is?
Oh, that's a good idea.
We don't have
Are we-
any pounds or anything like that.
Rilda gives you a weird sort of look. Is this a money thing?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Then I go kind of talk about pounds and all that, since I would imagine like Memphis might know about that.
So like you finally get to the end of it, and she's like, "So wait, they're on the decimal system now?
Yes.
All right. Suppose that would make things easier."
in this time period, is London on the decimal system?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Seth, I also
Fun
go
fact
ahead.
about Doctor Who, it predicted the changeover to the decimal system. In the very first episode of Doctor Who ever, young Susan Foreman it was in Ian's class, I guess, was saying how England was going to be on the decimal system. And he's like, "No, we're not." She says, "Well, of course you're not yet." Anyway,
Okay.
So the question is, did Doctor Who predict it, or did it happen because of Doctor Who?
we'll never know.
Timey-wimey.
I believe. I've been reading the books and they're pretty great. Going through the rules as far as a paradox goes, how there might be a causal loop and that sort of thing.
I meant, did the TV show cause the actual nation of Great Britain to consider switching?
No, I understand, but that could have been a real world coincidox.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I think that's a cool word.
Seth, I will though, since Memphis has the ability to change his looks and all that, just go ahead and take some kind of copy somewhat of the people that he's seen, kind of like commoner people of, kind of common wear. So that way he's not really drawing attention to himself.
All right. You are able to conjure for yourself average looking attire
Cool.
for vanilla Memphis.
Well, I guess walk outside then.
Vanilla Memphis, baby.
Although, really quick, since you guys said that there was a fight or something here, do you have to know how long ago that was?
Did we determine how long ago the fight was?
Did not. There was mention of milkshakes, and everybody just kind of forgot.
I mean, we're not likely to find anything out by just sitting here, so I think it's time to go get some milkshakes.
Well, the reason why I ask is it might be kind of weird if there was a fight in here and then we just happen to walk out of here. Would we be like perpetrators in this thing?
When I looked outside, I didn't see like people outside immediately, like staring at the building, waiting for something to happen. So
I think we're okay.
Okay.
It might have happened fairly recently, but not so recently that people are going to wonder where we came from.
Okay, that's good, I guess. Well, milkshakes, I guess it is. I don't know how we're going to pay for it, but let's go.
I look for coins on the street as we wander towards a milkshake shop.
Sure.
Was the warehouse completely empty, apart from the melted TARDIS?
There were like empty shelves and
Did it look like there was?
about.
Did it look like there was a place where any cash would have changed hands?
It doesn't appear to have been a business.
Okay.
At least not within recent memory.
Okay.
Actually, does it look like something was removed from the warehouse after the scuffle?
Roll awareness survival, we'll call it.
Okay. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and use the story point. You'll get 2 extra dice, because why not?
That's good. It.
You said awareness survival?
Yep.
So that comes out to be a hot 12.
Okay. You think that, yeah, maybe there was something here that wasn't there before or something.
Okay.
Something there.
That wasn't there before. Yeah. Something went down here, and something probably was actually removed. Not entirely sure what or by whom.
As we're leaving the warehouse, does it have any signage or anything outside of the warehouse?
No, but I'll give you that it looks like that has also recently been removed.
Recent.
Okay. As we're walking down the wharf, do the other warehouses happen to have numbers or any signage on them?
Sure. They appear to be various warehouses for different corporations.
Okay, so it's not like the type of thing where it's like, okay, this is warehouse 1, 2, 3, 4, and then kind of working its way down.
Does not appear to be.
Okay, I'll go ahead and then.
They're like other clusters of warehouses, but this specific one just kind of seems to be up by itself.
There's no evidence that, like, direct evidence that the Wakened are involved anywhere. We don't.
Why would you assume that?
I don't know. They seem to meddle in a lot of things.
What? You don't see any immediate evidence, no?
Okay. Well, if we wander a ways from the warehouse district, are we able to find where, like, a shop where we could get milkshakes is?
Milkshakes is?
Where a shop that sells
out milkshakes
is.
Well, we'll call this ingenuity survival, I guess. Trying to look around for
ingenuity survival.
Yep.
Okay.
And I don't mean to hark on this whole issue, but Saheem brings up a good point with the Awaken. Does it look like where the TARDIS is right now, does it look like there was some sort of thing moved right around where the TARDIS is? Because in theory, we are playing around with time and all that. So in theory, this whole fight could have happened to go retrieve the TARDIS because it's already been retrieved before. Whether or not that, so you get what I'm laying down? Conspiracy.
You don't see anything that marks that this particular spot is significant. You do know you had to make an emergency landing.
Right. Okay, just curious. Anyway, milkshake perusal.
11.
Okay. Between the two of you, you are keeping an eye out. Well, I guess Rilda would also want to roll. So, she actually rolled really well. but does not have great stats. So she ties your roll actually, Saheen, and
Can I also roll for looking for cash as we wander to the shop district?
Yes. I'll even just call this awareness ingenuity because you're keeping an eye out for things, but also trying to find the right spots to look for such things.
I will assist. Give you +2.
Okay. 15.
Okay. You find £1.
Oh, but it's going to be so helpful.
Well, if we find a spot that's very cheap, expensive, not entirely sure how far a pound goes. But with Hideyoshi, you were looking around for an actual establishment. It takes you a bit of walking, as there aren't typically like burger joints with milkshakes near this type of area of town typically. But within about a half hour of walking, you find, like a small little ice cream parlor up on the edge of the wharf, just kind of overlooking the water. And it appears to be open, but not incredibly busy. This is probably mid-afternoon. Kind of a dreary day.
Out of random curiosity, since we are in London, does this London's wharf section bear any resemblance to a certain Londinium wharf section that we were at previously?
A bit.
Oh, cool. Okay. Deja vu. Anyway, go walking into the establishment, I suppose.
I'm going to check the menu outside the establishment if there is one.
Yeah, it'd be like up on the window.
Yeah.
How much does a shake cost?
Well, gonna have to figure that out. In 1980s England, how
far did a pound go?
Sorry.
Pound is worth a fair amount. It's entirely possible we could get 4 shakes for a pound.
In theory, do I actually need subsistence? Because I don't necessarily need any food. Could I even eat food per trip? How does that work?
Presumably, if you're physical.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, this isn't a complete one for one, but so who knows how much a half gallon of milk costs? Like present day.
Present day? David?
I can usually get a full gallon of chocolate milk for $3.50.
Okay.
Say like $1.50 for a half gallon of regular milk.
Sure.
Okay. So we're looking at one milkshake. Typically, appears to be about $3 now. A half gallon of milk then was about $1.09. I'm gonna have to translate this to pounds as well.
When also, like, London would be a more major city, so...
Yeah, but this isn't an incredibly high traffic area, kind of on the outskirts of things.
And at that time, was the dollar comparable to the pound?
No, that's why I'm saying I have to...
Ooh. Pound is a super currency.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right, though. I even have to figure out the exchange rate then. Anyway, we'll call it...
Just find a good price and call it.
We'll say...
I'm sure our dear listeners will set us straight.
We'll call
our dear
it...
listener, excuse me.
Yeah, dear listener. It is going to be 30p per milkshake. I'm sorry for anybody who knows that I got that wrong.
So, Memphis.
Yeah.
If you are volunteering to not eat a shake, that's great because we can only afford to buy 3 of them.
Cool. I will volunteer not to have one.
It's very generous of you.
I think it will make up for the times that I had all these wonderful hors d'oeuvres and, Turkish delights when, on our previous excursions. So
The Rilda's nodding excitedly. Yes, all right. That sounds fantastic. She swings the door open to the soda parlor, the ice cream parlor, sorry, whatever they're called in Britain, and walks inside and tells the disinterested, young teenage boy at the counter, I will have 3 of your finest milkshakes. What are the rest of you having?
I have the pound.
Oh.
So we each get a milkshake.
Well, that sounds fair.
What flavor do you want?
I'm sorry, what?
Do they have like the menu you can like?
Yeah.
I point out to her and I point to her all the flavors.
Yeah, like an old tattered handout menu sort of thing, and she's, oh my, I want all of them. And
I look at who's behind the counter?
Just like some poor kid that he's.
I look at the kid behind the counter and I'm like, can you do that?
Sorry, you're wanting all of them in one.
Yeah. Is that possible?
I don't think it's breaking any rules, and honestly, I don't much care if it is.
And it still costs the same amount?
Why not?
Okay. David?
I was gonna, as you and Rulda are examining the menu, I was gonna lean over to him and say, she's a method actor, just roll with it, all right?
She from the south or something?
Sure.
And then I would like a strawberry chocolate milkshake.
Sure.
She'll have an everything milkshake. I'll have a chocolate strawberry. What do you want, Memphis? Sorry, not Memphis. Hideyoshi.
I'm feeling cookies and cream, please.
I mean, I can give you the cookie along with it, but we're out of crumbs.
I'll just go vanilla.
All right. See. Fills out each of your respective orders.
Roll those takes a while.
Yeah, getting like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, little dollop. And
I try to surreptitiously swipe once it gets all mixed up, like a finger.
I mean, it's kind of layered because he has to.
Oh, dang it! I thought
put them on top of each other.
I wanted to know what it tastes like all together.
As Rolda actually goes over and grabs a table, presumably with Memphis, if you want to go sit down.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and grab a table. And is there also, I don't know if they would have this necessarily, but like, complimentary like newspapers or something lying around?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go ahead and grab one of those and kind of peruse it just to kind of get more info at this time period that we're at.
Yeah. Even if not complimentary, you'd probably find, when somebody had just left. And
right, yeah.
You just kind of pick one up and start going through it. And as you're filtering through the different articles and whatnot, it looks as though, 1980s England stuff is going on.
Okay. Is there, granted I wasn't there for all that long, and granted his unit is probably not all that well published, but is there any mentions of certain unit operations or their stewards and all that?
In the unit book, you can actually roll to see how good they are at keeping.
There we go.
On it.
Yep. I'm gonna pull that up really quick because I want to use it.
Just kind of see if maybe we have some allies that we can perhaps check in on. Actually, I wonder if unit had an interaction with some people at the warehouse.
Oh, that might be it.
We should definitely save our last 10p for a phone call to unit.
Too bad you weren't with the whatever his sergeant face was that made the phone call.
Benton?
But you actually have a phone number. Granted, it was for Cyberpunk, but you have a phone number for the Awaken, apparently.
I don't think we can call the Awakened just yet.
Yes. They don't have an international, inter-realm phone line.
Also, I'm not sure Comic Sans exists yet.
Oh dear.
Actually, that's a good question. When was Comic Sans and Papyrus invented? Let us look up.
All right.
Comic Sans is from 1994.
All right, so yeah, not around yet.
I mean, the
But
concept
that
of
means
it
if we
exists,
see Comic Sans, we know
right? If you
going
see-
on.
Well, so I believe Comic Sans, like, it comes from comic books. So people wrote
Yeah.
sans serif fonts in comic books is the 30s, but it was formalized as that font in the 1990s.
But we're good, guys. Papyrus was invented in 1982.
Oh no.
Great. Wonderful. So we see a big building with papyrus that says awakened on it. We know for sure.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm surprised that it's that old.
it's their fault. It's Waken's fault that Papyrus is.
Blame it on the Waken.
Yep.
So unfortunately, Memphis, you find no mention of Unit in your newspaper. They apparently covered their tracks well.
Drats. Foiled again. Okay.
At this point, Rold is just kind of like pulling up the back flap of the newspaper that you're holding in front because she's like reading the funny section on the back.
Oh, I'm done with it if you want to check it out.
All right. She takes the newspaper and starts flipping through it. And then, just like does so as quickly as possible until she gets back to the funny section. And yeah.
How are you holding up, by the way?
Oh, well enough, I suppose. As the kid at the counter brings over the drinks, or if you guys want to bring back the drinks to the table.
Yeah. I'll grab them.
Okay. As you said, Rold is down in front of her. She's just looking at it. Sorry, what's this?
Milkshake.
Milkshake with everything.
Oh, well, that's brilliant. Thank you.
Is she seeming to be
Remembering
Less
fewer and fewer things.
like, is she losing her mind?
Can we think back, because I noticed it before, but she's kind of weird to begin with.
Yeah.
But this is concerning, because when I mentioned we should go for milkshakes the last time when we finally actually wandered over to get milkshakes, she was like, "Oh, that sounds like a great idea." And she was the one that, like, a few minutes before that had done something about it.
Mhm.
So I'm concerned.
Can roll an awareness. Call this awareness resolve, actually, to kind of focus your thoughts and try to remember.
Can we all make this, or?
Yeah.
13.
Mhm. 18.
Wow.
My awareness and resolve are actually pretty good.
Sorry, calculating here.
11.
15.
All right. Hideyoshi, you just kind of, give her a bit of a look like, nah, she's fine. Memphis, you're assessing that something does seem a little more off about her. However, you're not entirely sure how to explain it. It's not like she's more oblivious, but somehow things appear to be slipping more easily. Sahim, you got a good result, so you are able to kind of grasp, like, there's almost a kind of franticness to her bearing at this point. She's not manic or anything, but it almost feels like she is deliberately trying not to focus. Do with that what you will. She begins to partake of her milkshake. Is like, good. As she's like slipping the straw higher and higher and getting the different layers.
Yeah.
Also good. Still good.
I will snap my fingers in front of her face.
Sorry, what?
What were we doing when we came here?
Will we not get in milkshakes? I feel like that's too simple an answer.
Well, you do remember that we decided to get milkshakes however long ago it was back in the TARDIS?
I feel like you're fixating on this a bit. You have the milkshake now. Is there a problem?
I'm good. Like this is good, and I have slurping my milkshake while we have this conversation.
Okay.
No, I'm just. You seem distracted.
Yes, I suppose I am. There's
What's going on?
bit of a lot going on, really.
Well, I mean, yeah, but is there more going on? And I tap her head up here.
Well, I like to think I have at least above average intelligence.
It's not showing. I'm concerned.
Oh, well, that's mildly hurtful, actually.
Well, I'm not saying that I don't believe you. I'm just saying that you seem a little more forgetful.
Oh, that. Well, I mean, it's not really a big deal, is it? Things will happen. We'll go on more adventures and always be together.
I don't mean to interrupt here, but I thought the whole purpose of what we were doing is that we were trying to help you regain your memories. So if you're trying to forget...
Yeah, so I'm concerned. We want you to remember things. It's not good if you're more forgetful.
Oh, I don't think we need to fixate on any one goal, really.
Why not?
Yeah.
I feel as though perhaps we're overlooking the potential of simply carrying on as we are. I think things have gone rather well.
I stand up and I grab her milkshake from her.
Just huge gasp.
I think something went very not well if you are desperately trying to convince yourself that everything is well.
You
Yes.
will not keep me from my sister. Repeat after me. You will not keep me from my sister.
You will not keep me from my sister.
Okay, whatever. We cannot stay. I am sorry if that hurts you. But I need to find my sister. Do you understand?
You don't have to stay here. We can go somewhere else. I hear,
But my sister is not that somewhere else.
You never know. She could be anywhere, really, right? England is good with cricket matches. And...
You don't understand. Or you're pretending not to. She is in another...
Actually, why don't we have this conversation outside?
I mean, Memphis, you look over to the boy at the counter. He's just kind of,
Is there anybody else in here?
He's got like a book behind the counter. No one else is really in here at the moment. There's like one guy kind of off in the corner booth who's minding his own business.
I got a feeling, though, that Saheen and Roldar voices are going higher and higher, though.
It's getting a little.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When I started saying the repeat after me, it started getting a little loud.
I think it might be a good time to call it, work off that energy that we got from the sugar, as I know all about sugar and sugar cane. Let us go.
I showed Memphis back in the booth, and I still have both my milkshake and Rolda's, and I storm out the door.
She just slowly looks over to Hideyoshi and Memphis is, well, now I am owed a new skirt and a milkshake.
Rather inconvenient, that's what you remember. And I walk out. I finish my shake.
Ooh.
And then walk out after Saheen.
We're going to roll for brain freeze.
By the way, I'm angrily sipping my milkshake as I storm out the door. So.
Angrily sipping.
Sorry, what's the brain freeze check?
Do I have to do the brain freeze check?
Well, you didn't. You didn't just...
Oh, okay.
Slurp.
You didn't inhale.
Yeah. Hideyoshi will call this... resolve survival.
Okay. Do I have the tough trait, which reduces damage by 2. Would that come into play here?
You're not going to take damage. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, I got a 15.
Okay, so yeah, there's a moment where you're like, and sort of grunt as you feel the sharp spike behind your eyes, and you're just like, but you salvage the moment. You look absolutely cool, and you set down your milkshake and you head for the door.
Wilda, I think, as you can tell, Saheen is very particular about wanting to retrieve her sister. I know we were here to help you out with your memory thing, but also Saheen really wants, and I kind of really want to help her out with getting her sister back because I feel like I'm personally responsible for that. So
finding Kizna is a major obsession for me.
Yeah.
So
I know, and I have the obsession, the obligation to help you out get your sister back. So it might be helpful if we help you get your memories and you help us find Saheen's sister. If you understand what I'm getting at.
Yes, I do understand, but
I know that you're going through a lot as well. Just want to let you know that I understand. So,
I mean, it's admittedly broken a little at the moment, but we have a time machine. We can go wherever and whenever we wish.
That might be a problem, though, about the wherever part. I can tell you that you're not quite following.
No, I do. I remember at least something of remedial alternate reality theory. There are other versions of places. There are other variations of this universe, and then there are other variations of universes that this one does not even resemble.
Right.
Each sort of held within its own reality.
And I will admit, I feel really bad about admitting this, and especially due to the circumstances about all that you're going through, but I did lie earlier about where we came from and all that. It's part of it is because of that. About that theory.
I understand. You have no particular reason to trust me, especially if you feel as though I'm purposely withholding something.
Oh, I don't think you purposely are. No, I mean...
Well, Saheen seems to feel otherwise.
I'll be honest, she can sometimes be very forceful with how she does things. I've known her for quite a while, so...
Well, I've known you all for a very short time, but I feel like we're having fun, and I don't think that's something I've had for quite some time.
Well, I'm glad that we can make you experience that again. I mean, having fun is very important. Helps break up the mundane activities of life or whatever you do typically. Plus, I can only imagine what it would have been like if you didn't have fun before. That's gotta suck.
I think yes.
I didn't mean to put down what you previously did, but just am I sitting side by side with her or is she across the way?
She would have been across from you.
Okay, I'll go ahead and get up, go on her side, and just kind of give her much like I would do with my siblings or something like that, kind of like a side hug little thing. It's just kind of like there type of thing.
You do understand that I'm probably at least 4 times your age.
Oh, actually, to be honest, I have no idea how old I am myself. So, I mean, as we all experience, time is irrelevant. So
that's fun.
Yeah, keep on, I suppose.
How long does this take for this conversation to happen?
Real time, so a couple minutes.
And have you guys are still sitting?
Yeah.
Me and Roldar still are. I don't know where
I
Hideyoshi
sulk
went.
back in, kind of slammed down her milkshake in front of her, and
Is it all still there?
Yes,
Okay.
I didn't want any of it.
Okay.
And then I stormed back out, still angrily sipping mine.
I would have waited. I would have gone outside following you, and then waited for you to go and return the milkshake, and then come back out. Just kind of quietly observing you pass through the stages of rage.
So while you guys are standing together outside, do you guys wish to discuss anything?
I
We'll
would
find
have.
your sister.
What?
We'll find Kizma.
I don't like it when somebody just assumes that we can stick around forever.
It's new. We haven't really had that before. And yeah, it's kind of difficult to be here while knowing we're not going to be here for long. Like an extreme version of mortality.
Question. Does him talking about mortality remind me that I haven't told him about...
We'll call that ingenuity awareness.
Ingenuity awareness,
Yeah.
and what is my target number? A normal?
It's normal.
12 is
Yep.
the normal?
Yep.
Okay.
An easy dozen.
Ingenuity awareness.
Yep.
You know what, dude? I'm gonna spend a story point because I really want to to have told you this.
Aww.
Ooh, there's some low rolls.
Okay, so 12 on the dice plus 5.
Okay. So a solidly good result, and there's just like this light bulb moment where you're like, oh, right.
And then I, with a lot of like, Hideyoshi, I'm so sorry. Like, it's just been go, go, go. We haven't had any time to like, and then I just like dump all that information on you.
Oh.
Rich, to reiterate for listener who may be like, what?
Well, I was talking to Thanauticus, and I don't remember exactly how it came up, but he got real squirrely when we started talking about like people dying outside the lodge. And I kind of maybe forced him to tell me what happens. And it turns out there's this like, I guess like attic space between dimensions. And if your dad dies outside the thing, he might be in that space? Question mark?
What? My dad's in the attic.
It's not literally an attic. He like Thanauticus, it was really hard for him to describe exactly what this space is. It's somewhere in between, like the space in between dimensions.
Like a purgatory or something?
I don't think it didn't sound like it was that. It sounded like it was just kind of like almost nothingness. But that people can be drawn back from that space, like constituted?
That's a thing.
I tried looking for more information on it, but Memphis kind of interrupted me at the library before I could find anything because he thought it was very suspicious.
That kind of changes my perspective on a few things. Oh,
Yeah, sorry, we were just talking about things and finally having a moment to rest, even though I'm really kind of frustrated with Rolda right now.
yep.
But yeah, I'm so sorry that we didn't tell you right away. It was just like we were told that, hey, you need to prepare to go to this place, and now you're going, go. And then when we got there, things did not go well.
That's a true statement. I wish I had more chocolate milkshake, but I drank it too fast.
I offer you the last bit of mine.
That's okay. Oh, I'm gonna need to process this for a little bit.
Do you need a hug?
I
have this weird look on my face that's like, I don't know that I want to offer this, but I'd feel bad if I didn't.
I don't know if I need a hug because, this is a good thing, but it changes how I had processed the thing that was. I don't know.
But you remember with the Wakened being involved in all of this? Like, you remember when we traveled there, they were able to pinpoint, Monarchital. So he may not actually have gone to the space between, but that's how things normally work.
This conversation's a roller coaster, all right.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I appreciate you telling me. I'm gonna need some time to process this one. That's a game changer, as they say.
I pat your back and I'm like, think like a chicken.
Iron will, eh?
Yeah.
All right, let's go and find a sister.
Okay.
Is it at this point that you both remember that the TARDIS is inoperable at the moment?
Let's go and find a sister later.
Yeah.
First, we need to find a skirt for 10 pence.
Well, I thought we were going to make a phone call.
Ooh, right, because if we get a hold of the unit, maybe they'll buy Rula a skirt and they'll get off the hook. How can she remember the skirt but forget what she...
I lean over to you and point out that I'm pretty sure she might be pretending on some of it because she doesn't want us to leave her. She's lonely. She's having fun for the first time.
I can see how a person might enjoy some of this, but, we have a goal. People's lives are at stake.
Yeah. But do you understand? Do you understand why I got so mad then?
I understand it's very personal for you.
Yeah.
Well, do we want to get the other two for this phone call or just let them deal with it? It looks like they're having
I look in the store window. Are they still seemingly deep in conversation?
Probably at this point, if Memphis has stopped talking, she's just sitting there thinking.
Well, I would probably kind of keep talking if she's applicable to it, just to kind of keep her spirits up, type of thing, unless she wants to just think. So
It's like slowly sipping her milkshake at this point, doesn't even really appear to be listening to you.
I'll kind of take that cue and then start the maybe kind of take some of the comics that are some of the funny things and just kind of fold it up. And I don't know if I necessarily have a pocket, but just go ahead and kind of keep it as kind of a keepsake thing, so that way she can kind of remember it, later about this kind of moment, possibly.
Yep.
So,
back outside, both of you at this point notice that kind of across the dreary street, that's kind of the light drizzle has begun at this point. There does appear to be a figure, very large trench coat, pulled taut, very collar pulled up over, head pulled down low over face, heading in your direction.
Head pulled down low.
Hat.
There's a head on top of a head.
Oh my.
Ew.
Does this person appear to be normal human dimensions?
Make an awareness knowledge.
Awareness.
16. That's a good roll.
12.
Okay. Both of you rather quickly mark the figure as it's getting closer, and you're realizing it's very human-like, but especially as you're getting a glimpse of its features, it looks very simian.
Like a monkey?
Yeah.
With my 16, do I have any idea what it is?
Not precisely, but you're guessing that this is definitely some sort of humanish, ape-like creature. It's like you're not immediately able to place it, but the
Better not be Grodd. Is it Grodd, right?
gorilla broad. The figure is coming closer. Does not appear to be threatening or assaulting in any sort of way, but is just walking towards you with purpose.
Okay. I'll just turn and face the figure and just kind of wait.
All right. As it draws closer, sort of tips up the hat slightly, and you get like the full view of the face. That's very, like deep Neanderthal kind of grooves in the bone structure, and kind of a faintly stooped posture. But you do note intelligence in the eyes, and the figure simply gives you a short nod, looks between you. I don't mean to trouble you, but are you the owners of that vessel in the warehouse?
Who's asking?
I'm not entirely sure.
How are you not sure who's asking? You're asking us.
Yes, and I am me, but it's difficult to describe. I feel as though I have only recently gained full consciousness.
That's disconcerting. But I'm happy for you, man.
Could you
I do believe
please?
that is our vessel that you're speaking of. Perhaps we can have a conversation somewhere else.
And I turn through the window and I kind of wave at Memphis and gesture for them to come out.
I'm guessing I see this. Sorry. Oh, Rilda, it looks like apparently Yoshi and Sahin are talking to someone. Do they want us to come along?
Oh, all right.
Are you up to task, or do you need another moment?
I would like to finish my milkshake, but I don't think I should upset the others any further.
Well, I would suggest that you don't drink it too fast because, you get a head cold and all that. So maybe just drink up maybe that last layer that you're on, and then we can go ahead and call it good.
You can tell, like, as you say that, there's this look on her face, like she believes you, like you're probably giving her good advice, but at the same time, you're telling her about a potential new experience. So
I'll leave it up to you. I would say I at least warned you of it. Mm-hmm. But I do understand that you want to experience everything, and everything is fun. And it could be fun to experience it. It might be a little painful at the moment, but you can look back at it and laugh, which could be important to remember.
Yes.
So are you going to drink it all, or should we get going?
I feel strange doing it while you're still here, since you told me not to.
Ah, the parent type of thing. Okay, I'll go ahead and start walking away, and you can be I'll give you a moment. I'll go ahead and kind of get up, walk down a little bit, and then kind of wait for her to catch up, and then we'll both walk out together.
You just, as you turn your back, Memphis, you just kind of hear a faint whimper of
no rights.
Do I see this through the window?
Hmm?
Do I see this through the window?
Yes.
I'm going to turn to Sahin and point this out and say,
Revenge is a beverage best served cold.
Hey! I like the play. Take a story point. Why not?
yes!
Can I wait for Roldal to kind of...
my maximum, though, right?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Can I have it?
Can I has cheeseburger?
Wait, no. What it is, my encouraging word to Saheen gives her a story point, and then I'll take the fresh one.
Sure, I'll allow it.
Excellent.
Yes.
As Memphis, you lead.
Benevolent GM is benevolent.
You lead the moaning Rolda over towards the door, and you take her outside. And as she actually sees the figure, she's holding her head for almost. Oh, I was one of them.
One of who?
We might be in trouble.
They're asking about the ship. Do we need to get back there, like, now?
Well, if this gentleman here is here, well, I'm assuming we'll have to be contending with Daleks shortly.
I don't know what Daleks are. I don't think. Wait, have we been
You
told?
think they're Daleks, you just encounter like the proto Daleks. So.
Right. Oh no.
That is where we are going to call it for the evening.
I get to have another Dalek phase.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But yes, we will see where the London adventures, the round three, I guess, of Lumdown adventures, take us next time on Tim Portlers. Thanks for checking out our show. If you want to learn more about us, follow us at Tim Portlers on Twitter, or you can email us directly at tim.portlers@gmail.com.